The Anchored VWAP, Volume Weighted Average Price, is a game-changing tool for streamlining your trading technique. In this video, we'll go over how the Anchored VWAP works, its benefits, and why it may be your go-to trading technique. Examine this chart. Notice how frequently the price has followed this blue line. When the price traded above it, it found support 3 times, while when it broke below, it encountered resistance twice. You would think it's just another moving average with intricate mathematics, but that's not true. In reality, it is not even an indicator. This, like the Fibonacci retracement, is a drawing tool. It's called the Anchored VWAP and is one of the most powerful tools available. It has a successful track record of outperforming traditional moving averages and the basic VWAP. In this video, we'll look at 3 advanced ways for employing the Anchored VWAP that you've never seen before. If this piques your curiosity, subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to receive notifications about new videos. Let's dive into today's video. 1. What is Anchored VWAP? Most traders are aware of the VWAP indicator, which is a strong tool, particularly for day traders. VWAP stands for Volume Weighted Average Price. It works similarly to a moving average, but uses volume to calculate the day's average price. The VWAP represents the perceived worth of an asset for the day. However, it has a limitation. It calculates from the start of the trading day, so it only captures current day price action. But what if we want to look at a larger picture or trade over a longer period of time? The normal VWAP is less beneficial for swing traders in these situations. This is where the Anchored VWAP comes in. It uses the same computations as the normal VWAP, but allows you to select the candle from which to begin the calculations. This allows you to better comprehend multi-day trends and identify potential breakout locations. Let's look at how you may plot it on your charts. 2. How to plot Anchored VWAP. To plot the Anchored VWAP on your chart, go to Trading View, a free charting tool. Once on your charts, look to the left for the drawing tools. To open the drop-down menu, click the arrow next to the second choice. Scroll to the bottom of the list and choose Anchored VWAP. You may also click the star to save it to your favorites for easy access. Once selected, click on any candle to have the tool map itself from that price. However, plotting the tool using random candles is ineffective. So let's look at how to use it effectively. 3. How to use the Anchored VWAP. Ideally, you should plot the Anchored VWAP from important reversal points or the beginning of a trend move. For example, in this chart, the price was firmly consolidating before starting a big uptrend. The uptrend began with this candle, thus we plot the Anchored VWAP from this position. As seen, the Anchored VWAP supported the price on 2 occasions. When the price reached the VWAP, it increased. This brings us to the first use of Anchored VWAP. 4. Use 1. Catching pullbacks. The Anchored VWAP is an excellent technique for capturing pullbacks. You can determine the asset's fair value within a trend by graphing it from the beginning. If the price goes below the VWAP during an uptrend, it means the item is being traded at a lower price than its fair value. Large players note the difference and put buying orders, bringing the price back over the VWAP. This explains why the Anchored VWAP is effective. For example, in a downtrend, the price reversed and began a downward movement. We plot the Anchored VWAP based on this candle. The price then retreated to the VWAP, consolidating for a few candles before moving lower. When the price rises over the Anchored VWAP, sellers see the asset as overvalued and seize the chance to sell, resulting in selling pressure. Consider someone offering you $15,000 for your used car when the true value is $12,000. You'd most likely accept the offer, and similarly, sellers seize opportunities above the VWAP, resulting in large sell orders and negative movements. However, it is essential to remember that we do not enter trades based just on price retracement to the Anchored VWAP. We also seek more confirmations, which we shall discuss in the strategy section. The essential insight is that the Anchored VWAP serves as support during an uptrend and resistance during a downtrend. 5. Use number 2. Breakouts. Following a sustained trend, a breakout from the Anchored VWAP can indicate that the trend is losing momentum and a reversal is on the way. For example, in an uptrend that began with this candle, we plotted the anchored VWAP from this position. The price gained support at the VWAP twice before falling below it. When the price fell below the VWAP, a big down move followed. In contrast, when a downtrend begins with this candle and we plot the anchored VWAP from there, the price remains below the VWAP for an extended amount of time until breaking above it. This breakout suggests that the downtrend is losing strength and that an upward rise is on the way. As demonstrated, a significant uptrend followed this breakout. While breakouts from anchored VWAPs might indicate reversals, they do not always operate perfectly. Occasionally, these breakouts may be false indications. As a result, including extra confirmations is critical to creating a successful approach. Now let's look at 3 advanced tactics for trading with the anchored VWAP. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to our channel to remain up to date on our current stuff. 6. Anchored VWAP bands. The anchored VWAP can also be used to form bands, which aid in determining zones of support or resistance instead of utilizing a single line. You can build bands by charting the VWAP at various locations. We initially saw a substantial down move, followed by a stall and the development of a high. The price then broke above this high, possibly signaling the beginning of an uptrend. We chose this candle as the starting point for the upswing and plotted the anchored VWAP from there. Next, identify the trend's first downtrend and draw another anchored VWAP starting from the end of that decline. This method generates bands using the anchored VWAP. During the downtrend, when the price hits these VWAP zones, we expect finding support and then moving upward. Adding an inside bar to this position improves the confluence, resulting in a high-quality trading setup. As seen, the price increased with this configuration. These bands, which were plotted in September and October of last year, continue to support the present price months later. At the time of recording, this indicates the long-term effectiveness of using the anchored VWAP to form bands. The criteria are simple. Determine the trend's starting point and the first pullback, then plot an anchored VWAP at each level to form bands that can last for months, if not years. This is an example of a downtrend. Initially, we saw a significant uptrend movement, followed by a reversal that resulted in a lower low. We interpret this as a possible price reversal and plot an anchored VWAP from the peak. Then we identify the first pullback and plot another anchored VWAP from there. This method successfully establishes the VWAP bands. As illustrated, the price repeatedly rejected the bands, resulting in 3 winning trading opportunities. If we zoom out, we can observe an astounding sight. These bands, which were formed in May and July 2021, continued to present trading chances in December 2022 and January 2023. Interestingly, these bands have remained unbroken for nearly 2 years. You can see this for yourself on a 2-day GBP or USD chart, with each candle representing 2 days of price action. I hope you understand this strategy, but we haven't finished yet. There are 2 more tactics to consider, so let's move on to the next one. 7. Anchored VWAP plus Fibonacci retracement. Fibonacci retracement levels are another excellent technique for identifying probable price pullbacks. Fibonacci retracement can be combined with the anchored VWAP to create high-quality trade opportunities. The advantage of this method is that it eliminates the need to wait for a reversal to plot the anchored VWAP. It works especially well in strong trending markets for catching pullbacks. Here's an example. We begin with an established downtrend. The price swings low, followed by a pullback. After breaking the previous swing low and forming a new low, we find the high and plot the anchored VWAP from there. We then apply a Fibonacci retracement from the most recent high to the new low. As the price pulls back and stalls at the anchored VWAP, we see that it coincides with the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. This results in a strong confluence of the anchored VWAP and the Fibonacci level. Additionally, an inside bar pattern increases the likelihood of a successful trade. This setting creates a high probability sell trade. Following this approach, the price dropped after the inside bar, For this trade, set your stop loss above the VWAP or at the 50% Fibonacci level. You can set your take profit level based on recent lows. Similarly, here's a buy arrangement that applies the same principle. The price breaks above the prior swing highs, setting a new high. We identify an uptrend and plot the anchored VWAP from the start of the upward movement. When the price reverses and approaches the VWAP, we draw a Fibonacci retracement. We discovered that the VWAP corresponds to the 0.38% Fibonacci level. We expect solid support at this level. As shown, the price did find support at this particular level. Furthermore, a morning star pattern shows a bullish reversal, implying a high probability trade. This trade may have been profitable. Let's take a look at the final approach before we wrap up this video. 8. Anchored VWAP plus key levels. Technical analysis relies heavily on support and resistance levels to identify regions where prices may reverse. When the anchored VWAP lines with these crucial levels, it provides a high probability trading opportunity. Here's an example. In this scenario, we begin by graphing the anchored VWAP from a position that marked the commencement of a substantial downward movement. We predict a potential reversal when the price returns to the VWAP. By reviewing prior reversals, we can pinpoint a critical threshold. When the anchored VWAP and this critical level converge, it confirms that the price will find resistance and go downward, as it did. Consider an uptrend example. Here, the price broke previous highs, signaling the start of an uptrend. We begin plotting the anchored VWAP from this point. As the price returns to the VWAP, we expect it to bounce. This reversal also enables us to pinpoint a critical support level. The anchored VWAP and the support level are converging. Thus, it makes sense to buy here. As seen, the price respected the support and moved upwards. That concludes this video. We've discussed 3 advanced trading methods based on the anchored VWAP. Take this knowledge and apply it to your charts, then practice with these tactics. If you found this video useful and want to learn additional trade tactics, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon to be notified of our latest content. Thank you for watching. See you soon.